Hi, I'm Marty Machashik of the National Sporting Goods Association, and thank you for joining us for part of our video series for our COVID-19 Reopening Resources Library. Order My Gear is well known for its support of the team dealer community with its online stores that have made customer orders, fulfillment, and tracking so much easier. Now, we are pleased to have two guests join us from Order My Gear who are going to introduce themselves.
Thank you very much, Marty. I really appreciate the brief intro there. So my name is Matt Kaplan. I know most of you, I think, on the call here. I've been in the industry for about 20 years now. Been at Order My Gear for 2 years. At Order My Gear, I'm responsible for all the revenue that comes into the building, and that includes our sales team. It also includes our work with the brands, and then it also includes our dealer work in account management. Mitch?
Yep. And I'm Mitch Hammer. And again, thanks, Marty, for having us. We love NSGA. We're excited to partner with you guys. I've been with Order My Gear for just about a year now. So newer to the industry, newer to Order My Gear, and my background, I run the marketing department here, and my background is marketing for SaaS companies.
Great. Well, Matt and Mitch, great to have you guys with us again. We really appreciate it. And Mitch, why don't I start with you? How has your business at Order My Gear been affected by COVID-19? Is everyone working remotely? And how have you been able to operate close to how you usually do?
Yeah, we've been super lucky. So we've moved all OMGers are working remotely now. So about 100 folks. And as a software company, our infrastructure is kind of set up that we were able to make that switch pretty easy. So it's been pretty seamless thus far. We're excited to eventually kind of get back into the office. We miss that team environment, but so far we've been able to operate at 100% while working at home.
Great. Yeah, I know it's been a challenge for everybody, and I think everybody kind of misses that team camaraderie, as you mentioned. And yep. On another end of things, in terms of teams, how has COVID-19 affected sales and orders for the high school team pages that are set up through dealers? And how are things compared to last spring?
Yep. Yeah, it's been super interesting, Marty. So at Order My Gear, we're measuring, billions of dollars flowing through our platform with, dozens of brands, thousands and thousands of products, within our, 3,000 clients that we're servicing. And so we were measuring, every hour we measure compared to last year, and starting March 13th, we saw a huge drop off in traditional team sales. So if you compare, 2020 to 2019, we've seen about a 90% decrease in what would be traditional sales through our team dealers, and it's still down. So we're expecting the fall to be so large because of how big that dip was this, starting March. So this past spring.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm sure it's got to be so tough. And I know, obviously, I know you guys are doing a lot to try and work with the dealers that are out there. And, Matt, what are some of the ways retailers and dealers can prepare for the reopening of the economy and the return to sports?
Yeah, it's been very interesting, I think, for all of us. And to Mitch's point, non-traditional sports have kind of fallen by the wayside, and people have been forced to focus on what we call the new football, which is fundraising. So at Order My Gear, we're focused on two things. One is 30 and 60, 90 days, or 30 and 60 days out, and then 90 to 120 days out. The 30 to 60 days out is really all about identifying opportunities that are right in front of us, all within our existing account base, all around our local communities, and generally speaking, they're all around fundraising. The 90 to 120 days out is what I would consider more important, and it's all around fall preparation. So we know that there's going to be a very short window as we come out of this to really engage and interact with our current customers. Could be bottlenecks within the system. So it's really important that we're all prepared. There's going to be less need-to-need interaction and an even greater need for technology, which is where I think Order My Gear comes into play. Currently, every member of our entire organization is actively building stores for free for all of our clients, regardless of their current role within our organization. And the idea is, Marty, that all of our customers that we work with, as soon as they come out of this, that they're fully prepared with all the tools that they need and all the technology at their disposal to interact and engage immediately and start to avoid some of those potential bottlenecks.
Yeah, there's going to be so many questions ahead, and I think it's great what you guys are doing to help support everybody because they're facing so much uncertainty, so many questions too. Matt, because cash flow is a primary concern for the continued operation for NSGA members and people in the industry, how can OrderMyGear help your retailer and dealer customers during this cash flow crunch?
Yeah, good question. And this business was founded, the company was founded in team. So the same people, hopefully, that are tuning into this this webinar are the same people that we've been working with for the past decade and that I've known for the past 20 years. So I'll start it by saying, like, we're here for our dealers and distributors. So it's less around making money, although we're all in this business to survive right now. And it's more about being here for our partners once we all come out of this. So we're working with them in a variety of ways, both with flexible licensing fee payments on the front end for new customers, and then also with strategic conversations and tools on the account management side. We also, at OrderMyGear, and I think this is what a lot of customers like about us, we have the benefit of seeing the global data real time throughout the industry. And we're able to dig into the data, and we're able to identify trends and areas of opportunity in real time. And with that, we're able to work closely with our clients to share these insights and to be opportunistic. Using this data and our technology will help everybody go on the offensive. And it's going to be critical to the success and the survival in this new team sports environment. Club sports, for example, Marty, and I know you and I have talked about this separately offline, but I see that coming back sooner than team sports at the high school level. And it's kind of no secret to the people that are on this call, but by digging into the data and everything that we see in club sports and in these large organizational activities, it's already starting. We're already seeing the momentum. So what we would like to do is to turn our account base onto that opportunity and have them start to interact and engage quicker than they normally would.
Yeah, it's going to be obviously so much different. And, sports are the reason why we're here and why we're having this conversation today. And, I'd like to get both your perspective. What do you kind of see for the, short-term and the long-term effects for, youth and high school sports?
Yeah, and I think, COVID and this shutdown has shed such a light on how sports for families, for students, for athletes, table stakes for communities. And so I think we're going to see the fall and the future. I don't want to say come back in such a bigger way, but I think, team sports is one thing that no matter what will change in the future because of COVID, sports will always remain and team will always remain because it's such a part of our society and such a part of everyone's lives. And I think we realize now how important it is to continue to, support teams, whether it's, students or, high school or collegiate, super important. And it's just part of our society.
Yeah. And on top of that, I hear a lot of people say, I can't wait for this to get back to normal. And, every night I go to bed, Marty, and I think to myself, I don't want it to go back to normal. Everybody kind of had their head in the sand prior to this, including us, all around team sports, all around the school, all around the coach. And I think if COVID has taught us anything, it's that we need to diversify. We need to be more, and we need to be bigger within our communities. So everything that we're seeing in the system right now and in the data around these community activities tied into the schools, I would love for that to continue. I would love for everyone to understand that football is important, but there's a sub community and another sub community outside of that that all love the school and all love football, and they all want to be a part of it. So I would love to see that change and for us to adopt new habits and a new way of thinking as we roll out of this.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think there is some potential here for some major changes throughout the whole sports landscape, from professional on down to the earliest of youth levels, and obviously that kind of goes along with a lot of the uncertainty and challenges that everyone in the industry is facing. And you touched on a few of them. What messages would you guys also give, some other messages to everyone in the industry that's kind of wondering what is next?
Yeah, well, we talk about it quite a bit at OrderMyGear. And it started, we gave ourselves a 48-hour policy of we're going to dwell on this for 48 hours. And then as soon as we get back on Monday, it's back to work. And we're going to be eternally optimistic. And I would ask the same thing of our dealer base. The one thing that I do know that will not work is to bury our heads in the sand and just hope that fall comes back as robust as it has been for the past few decades. I think we're all going to have to change our way of thinking. And with that, I don't know any other way to approach the business, and our team is approaching it the same way, than to be on our toes and aggressive and going after this thing with a kind of just an unfiltered aggression that we are going to will this to happen. So for everybody that's on the call, our friends in the business, our dealers that we work with, and even the dealer base out there that needs technology, what I would say is, like, be confident. We are going to get out of this, no question, but be aggressive. Get on your toes. It's an important message that I think we need to share with our teams, but also the industry. And then the other part is be open, be creative to new, untraditional ways of thinking. We're all going to have to be agile in this new environment, and we're going to have to embrace technology like we never have before in the past. I said this to you, Marty, offline. I know Mitch and I talk about it quite a bit. We've got 100+ folks in Dallas, Texas. We love this business. We love our friends. It's why we're all here, today. We have 100+ people in Dallas, Texas, ready to support you right now. So lean on us: store building, account management, marketing services, decoration services. You've got a partner in the business you can rely on.
Yep. Well said.
Yeah, that's awesome. And a great way to wrap things up. And Matt Kaplan and Mitch Hammer of OrderMyGear, thank you guys so much for taking some time and sharing some of your perspective with everybody today. We really appreciate it. All the best to you. Stay well. As you mentioned, hopefully everybody is going to start. It's not going to be normal, but getting back towards some semblance of normalcy really soon. So thank you guys again for joining us.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate it.